when you want to create melodic lines over a 2-5-1 progression, one of the best things that you can do is see what your musical heroes have done. In this second video in my series on what to play over 2-5-1s, we're going to look at what Miles Davis did in his song 4. And I'm going to reveal 2 tools that Miles uses frequently that can help you improvise over the changes. Are you ready? All right, let's go. Hey, I'm Donna from DonnaSchwartzMusic.com, and if you like getting tips and strategies to bring your playing and improvisation to the next level, subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell to know when new videos are out. In this video, we're going to look at a 2-5-1 in major and in minor from Miles Davis. It's going to come from the first chorus of 4 from the Working with the Miles Davis Quintet album. By the way, in a future video, we're going to check out what John Coltrane did over these same changes. So the tune 4 is in concert E flat, and Miles' solo starts around 43 seconds in. The first lick we're going to look at is during the first chorus over the A section, the last 2 measures, measures 7 and 8, where it's over concert A flat minor 7 to D flat 7. All right, so take a listen to that lick and notice what he's playing. Okay, so what did you come up with? Did you notice that the notes sounded the same? But did he play them the exact same way? Listen again. He didn't, right? All right, here's that one tool I was talking about before, at least one of the 2 tools. If you really listen to Miles Davis and when he solos, you're going to notice that he uses this concept of rhythmic displacement. All right, well, what does that mean? He takes these 4 notes and just places that first note, that E flat, a half beat later. Check it out again. Now you're also going to notice that all the notes sound good. They're not all chord tones though, but that B flat, which is the 9th in the first measure, and it becomes the 13th in the next measure, sounds good with those chords. And it's a melodic lick. You could sing it. Pretty cool, huh? Now before I get to the next lick, if you so far got a lot of value from this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell to know when more videos like this come out. That next lick is over the spot in the song where the chords feel like they just came out of nowhere. It's in the B section, measure 2, all right, where you have G flat minor 7 going to C flat 7. You could also call that a B7. It's over 1 bar. Each chord gets 2 beats. Now, I'm also going to look at the next 2 bars in order to make up this short phrase, and those 2 bars also use a 2-5-1 going from F minor 7 to B flat 7. Now don't worry, I'm not going to get too deep into the theory here, all right, but let's look at what Miles did for that lick. All right, so what did you notice about what he played? Did he use wide intervals, or did it sound more stepwise like a scale? Let's listen again. More like a scale, right? Okay, so the concept he uses here is emphasizing the extensions of the chord on a strong beat, like using the 9th, and he used an enclosure to connect to the next chord, the concert F minor 7. By the way, I've talked about enclosures in a number of my videos so far, but check out the first video in this series, and that's where I talked about Chet Baker's melodic solo on Autumn Leaves. There's a great example in there of an enclosure. All right, let's listen to this lick again, and then let's look at it. And that enclosure connects to the 7th of the F minor 7 chord. You see that? So he goes up that G flat minor 7 scale for 4 notes, lands on the D flat, does an enclosure to target the 7th of the F minor 7 chord in the next measure. All right, so the key takeaway here is that if you want to take your improvisation to the next level and still create melodic lines, emphasize extensions on the downbeats and use an occasional enclosure to get there. Here's the rest of that lick, the rest of that phrase. So here he's using scale degrees 7, 5, 3, 2, 1 with the 2 on the downbeat. Again, very melodic, no wide interval jumps. Now, there's so much more to this solo, but I think these 3 examples and the concepts of rhythmic displacement and emphasizing extensions will give you enough ideas to work on for now. Want a copy of this lick for your instrument? Visit me at patreon.com/Donna Schwartz Music, where you're going to see a whole bunch of video lessons and licks to learn to boost your vocabulary and boost your improvisation. Don't miss out on the other videos in this series. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell so you know when those videos come out. I hope this video gave you some inspiration, and on that note, take care. Have a great day. Now, the more times that you actually listen to the lick before you put the horn in your face to try to figure it out, that is how you're going to remember the lick better, you're going to be able to figure it out easier, and you're going to be able to retain it better. I go through the best ways to do this in my HSP framework course. The link will be in the description below. So let's hear this at a slower tempo. I'm not going to get heavy into the theory, but I do want to show you how to listen to this lick and point out a few key points. If you do need some theory resources, they are also going to be listed in the description below. Now let's break this 8-measure lick down into 2 4-bar mini phrases. So let's listen to this lick, but just the first 4 bars. Now when you hear this, you can tell that the notes sound pretty close together. So you could start to think that he's using notes from one scale. Listen again. What do you notice about the direction of the melody for this part of the solo? Is it a straight line? Do the notes only go up? Do they only go down? Or all the above? Let's listen again, and then you're going to let me know your answer in the comments below. It's kind of doing all the above, right? Let's listen again. So when we're creating melodic lines, we like to emphasize the chord tones on the strong beats, the down beats. He pretty much does that except during the minor 1 chord. Let's listen again. So when he goes back to that minor 1 chord, he doesn't land on a chord tone on beat 1, but he does get to a chord tone on beat 3. If you've heard of the term enclosure, this is one example right here where the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th notes enclose around the goal note on the downbeat of beat 3, like this. Now, if you're wondering what scale he's using, it's the concert F harmonic minor. He's just starting on different notes, and instead of emphasizing chord tones on downbeats all the time, he does land on some extensions like the 9th and the 11th. Okay, here's my question to you. Do you think you could sing this melody without the recording? Try it. Let me know how you did in the comments below. Let's get to the second part of this B section where it's a 2-5-1 in major, more specifically a 2-5-1 in concert A flat. Let's take a listen to this part at a slower tempo. Okay, first question, what's the shape of this part of the melody like? Is straight line, notes all going up, notes all going down, or all the above? Let's listen again. All right, it's definitely all the above. Now, does this sound like the notes are really close together like a scale, or do you hear more jumps, more wider intervals? Let's listen again. If you said more wider intervals, you're right. This one's a little more, I'll call it disjointed. In fact, this time, listen to see if he's using chord tones. The chord tones will sound like this. So let's listen to see if he's using chord tones. By the way, are you starting to get this in your ears? If so, can you sing it without the recording? That's the true test if you can really hear something. Here it is again at a slow tempo. Okay, now here's the whole lick at the original tempo. Let's take a listen. Want a copy of this lick for your instrument? Visit me over on patreon.com/Donna Schwartz Music, where you're going to see a whole bunch of licks just like this and more, as well as video lessons to boost your vocabulary. So in this first video in this series, you can see that Chet Baker created a really nice melodic line that included scale notes and chord tones. You don't want to miss out on the other videos in this series, so be sure to subscribe to my channel and tap that notification bell so you know when the next videos are out. Hey, I hope this video gave you some great ideas. On that note, take care. Have a great day.